Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa with Mel Inspirations, and today we're going to be doing a craft room makeover. So this room actually was a guest room that I had. I gave away my furniture to my parents that just moved into town, and there is still the mattress in this rain box, so you see that in the corner there, but this is basically an empty room for me to use, and I'm turning my little craft room into a larger craft room, which I've been dying to do for a while now, and I'm very excited. So here we're going to take you through the process of all that. So this is what my old craft room used to look like, and it is a hot mess. Please don't judge, but this was a catch-all room, and I was getting really tired of it. And I did get rid of a lot of things so I can pretty much start anew. And there's my sad little closet stuffed with everything. And yeah, that's just too much. So I am going to be painting this mint green wall into a white color. I'm gonna be thinking about doing like a shiplap style room or style on the wall, so obviously I need to take down the curtains. I am going to apologize in advance for the lighting. The lighting in this room is absolutely terrible. You're gonna see that it's a pretty big theme in the rest of the video. Alright, so we're going to be starting with the white paint. I used whatever I had on hand. So I had this paint by Bear. It was in flat. Not my first choice in sheen. I usually prefer a satin just because it is easier to clean than flat. But I just didn't want to spend any extra money, so I just used what I had on hand. Millie back there is, of course, sniffing around, just kind of inspecting the place, making sure it's all right to her standards. She's doing a very good job. But I am going to be using this paint pole. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but it is a lifesaver. But before we do all of that, I am going to be painting around the trim. Now the trim does need to be painted again. I only did 2 coats on it when I first got it done. It was a beigey color, and I just did a really quick job on that. But at some point I'm going to have to repaint them all. Here is where I'm going to start painting the wall, and like I said, this pole thing is such a lifesaver. It makes it so much easier, especially for being short. I can't reach the ceiling or the top of the wall, but it really helps a lot with painting. Definitely would recommend that. And also, please excuse my outfit. I look so terrible from this angle. I have my painting outfit on, so it's not the most flattering, so please bear with me. Does anyone else have that? Their painting clothes and it just is whatever. But yes, I'm gonna go ahead and get all this wall started, and then once it dries, we will be doing a second coat on it. Right when you walk into the craft room, there's this little wall here that just kind of protrudes out. And I decided to paint that as well, just to match that shiplap, and I just wanted to take away the green as well. I did like the idea as once you walk in to the room, that's the first thing you're going to see is that wall, and I do have a little decor in mind for that area, just to really make it kind of come together. First coat is done, and you can see it's going to be splotchy. It always is on the first coat, especially right there. And so the next day I went ahead and did the second coat on both of these walls. So I envisioned making a faux shiplap on this wall. I measured out with this ruler. I kind of started in the middle of the wall and measured every 6 inches. And I used a Sharpie just so I can see the lines and make it a little bit more clear. And I just, like I said, I just started in the middle of the wall and then went every 6 inches towards the bottom and then towards the top. Once I was done with that, I took a leveler, and this is a really long one that I borrowed from my dad. And basically what I'm gonna do is level it out to, obviously, till it's straight, and then just make a line to where each point I had made on the wall. It was really tricky doing it around the window, so I kind of did it in that little small area first and then did as much as I could. And then once I was done with that, I continued that line that's right under that windowsill onto the other side of the window, and then I measured every 6 inches from that line towards the top and towards the bottom. Please ignore the covering for the switch. I am going to switch it at some point. I just got really lazy and painted around it. It was already damaged, and I was like, I was going to replace it anyway, so I just painted over it. Once I measured everything on the wall, I just took it all the way to the other end of the wall and then just carefully leveled everything out and made as straight of a line as I could. The funny thing is, I had plans on doing the stencil work with the Sharpie and then going over it later on with black paint, just to make it look like more like for wood. I have a picture of what I did in my bedroom. I was going to do a similar style, but after I was done with this with the Sharpie, I loved how it looked. It was just so simple and sleek that I just kept it as is. And here is what the wall looks like, and it looks so good. So now I'm slowly going to bring a few things from the old room into the new one. What I'm mainly trying to do right now is just make room so I can move the spring box and the mattress out of this room, because I don't have anywhere else to put it for now. That old room is going to end up turning into a small guest room anyway, so I'm going to take that mattress there to its new home. And yeah, so we're just going to bring a couple of things into the new one. I did kind of have a plan as to how I'm going to arrange this room. I was just trying to get everything to fit first and have all of the small furniture pieces and also the big ones come through first, and then from there I can go ahead and rearrange. At this point I was trying to see where the sewing table was going to be. I had an idea, but I wanted to try it this way first before I went to the idea I had originally. Let me tell you, this table here was a struggle to get into this room. I had to take the legs apart because it couldn't fit, and I couldn't get it through the doorway because it was just a little bit too wide. When I first got this piece, I I had to have my husband help me take the legs off and bring it up because it is solid wood and it is so heavy. But it is such a good piece though. It was handmade from an antique store that I found, and I will cherish this table forever and ever, but it's gonna last a long time and you can really tell. But here I am going to put the legs back together, and I did struggle getting it back on its legs. I was scared because I couldn't do it because I thought the legs were going to break or snap off, so I had to kind of MacGyver a way to get it up, and unfortunately I didn't get that video part, and I wish I kind of did because it was kind of hilarious, but I managed to get it up on its feet. Hey, so this is my new room. As you guys can see, I'm still trying to figure out where I'm keeping everything, what the space is gonna look like. I kind of had a plan, but it's not working the way I thought it would, which is fine because, you know, that's just how it is. And I just kind of had an idea where I would have this table here in front of this display that you guys seen before, and then to have my sewing corner where I would have like an L shape, kind of have a table running along this wall, and then having the sewing table there, just so I had extra space for cutting fabric and such, so I can keep this table for other things and for filming as well, because I kind of wanted to keep this background for that because I do like it. But then I also want to use the new wall for filming over there. So I may switch this around, put the table in front of that wall, and then keep the sewing corner over here. I'm not sure. And then I think I'm gonna keep those rolly bins there. I'm not sure what I'm doing at this point. But at least I got most of my things in here and I'm pretty excited. And I did it all by myself and I'm really excited and I'm proud of myself. No help, so, but yeah. I think I'm gonna end right here for now. Come back later when there's actually light. The lighting is terrible. That's another thing. I need to switch out this light because it's like that, I don't even know, half boob light. If you guys can see it. I do want to switch that out completely. I think I could just get new bulbs with a better temperature. Nothing so yellow, but I think I want to just change it out completely because it's kind of old looking and it just needs to be a little bit more modern. So, nothing fancy though. Just, you know, something that works that isn't weird looking. So, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it from here, and then hopefully the next time I do this will be in the daylight. It's just with my day job, I get off at 6, and by the time I get home, eat, you know, get ready, it's already dark. And this is pre-daylight savings. I don't know if I'm gonna be done with this before daylight savings or not, or after. I could have waited. I know. I think I had like another week left, but I just could not wait. Like as soon as this room was empty, I just wanted to get it done and I was excited. So, okay. I'm leaving you guys here. Bye. Okay, so we got that shelf here. I got it from the basement and it was a struggle. Really heavy, but I need to get the shelves to put them in there. But this is what I was kind of imagining for the shelf to be right there. And then that way I can keep some odds and ends and display things that I want, make it look nice. And so I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so I have all of this fabric. Hello, Sophie. Hello. And I need to organize them. And I think I'm gonna either put them in here or these little baskets, these foldable ones. All these are from Dollar Tree, of course. So I think I'm gonna put these here so that way I can kind of put them down there. And kind of already started staging some things, so let's go ahead and kind of separate it all. So I haven't bought fabric in a long time. These are from just the last couple of years of me purchasing. I really haven't bought any last year, so these are just a lot of old ones. I had a ton more, probably just like almost more than double the size, but I sold a lot of it on Facebook Market. I sold almost 10 pounds worth of fabric, which was a lot. And somebody was very happy to take them from me, and I was ecstatic. So it was another sewer, so I was good with that, and hopefully they can make many projects with these. But yeah, let's go ahead and get these organized. And now we start the DIY. I got these legs and these brackets at Lowe's. I'll link them below if I can find them. But I wanted to make a little tabletop for a little sewing corner. This top over on that floor over there is from a dresser, which didn't fit on the dresser anymore. It just, for whatever reason, wouldn't screw on. So I attached the legs here, and then I'm going to go ahead and paint it that similar green color as you see the sewing table on. Alright, so we are in my garage where I do my little studio for furniture. I was inspecting the piece. It does need to be sanded down. It does look really rough. It was a piece that I got from Facebook Market, so you know, you just never know how people handle their furniture. But I did do a good sanding, that way get any bumps and lumps off, and that way the paint will also just adhere nicely. I decided to stain the legs in this walnut color from Varathane. I originally was going to paint it all green just to match the top, but I thought that was a little bit too plain and I wanted to make it just a little special. That way it's not too boring. And so I opted for the stain that I had on hand, and I really liked how it came out in the end. Once the stain was put on, I flipped it over, started painting the top in moss by Waverly chalk paint to match the sewing table up top. Once that dried the next day, I did put 2 coats of the water-based sealer on top. Alright, we're finally here in the daylight. So, lots of natural light in here. It's a mess, but anyway. Table, done. Very excited about that. And looks so good in this corner here. I wanted to match this table here just so it looks like it's, you know, from one unit or like one section. And then over here, I want to add some shelving. And then this is going to be my little gallery wall. But I have these little things here. Hi, Sophie. Millie's here too. Say hey, girls. I have the shelving here. And be a nice girl. I think I want to put that there. Or these bigger ones. But I'm not sure if it might be too big for this area, or I might just do these little guys over here. Oh, let me pull that here. Here we go. I'm not sure, so I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna use the camera. I'm gonna film it and see how it looks, and then we'll go from there. I took a quick break from the shelving units area. I do have a plan in mind, and I am going to go ahead and start doing this wall. And I loved how colorful this looked against that white wall, so I really wanted to get that displayed and put that over my sewing machine just because it would have good access to all the threads. And then from there I kind of developed a little bit of a gallery wall. I decided to put that little shelf on this little corner. I didn't want to put it over the sewing machine because I thought it'd be just have it right over my head. I didn't like the idea of that, and I didn't like it against the white because it would blend in too much. I kind of like the contrast where it's against this wall, so I put it in this little corner just because I won't be in that corner a whole lot, and I thought it'd be kind of cute just to have a little shelf just to display cute little items that I've collected. In this wall, I wanted to use this larger shelf to display my love for Disney. I have a couple of items that I want to display in one area for Disney, and that way I can look at it and just be so happy and just can't wait to go back. With this wall, I wasn't sure how heavy the items I was going to put on were, so I decided to use some anchors in the wall. I don't always like to use them just because they do make huge holes in the wall, but it is much safer in case you do have anything that's heavy on the shelving so it doesn't break the drywall. And now it's time to add those special little details around the room that just makes it so happy for me and so inspirational and motivational, and things that just really truly bring me joy and display things the way that I would have always wanted to. And even though some of these items are used daily, I still want to display them because it just truly makes me happy. And this has been the room of my dreams that I've always wanted. Before we do the reveal, let's take a look back and see how sad and dingy and dark this room used to be. And here is the final product of this room. It is such a huge difference from where it was and where it is now. And it truly is something that I've always wanted to have. A space for me, a space to be creative, and to just be inspired by color and everything that surrounds me. And I'm just so happy that this came out together the way it did. It took me about a week and a half or so to get everything put together. And the greatest thing is, I did not have to buy not one single thing to make this room come together. And it's just, this room makes me so happy. And I sit here almost every single day, and sometimes just do nothing. I just sit in here just because it makes me that's so happy. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like it, subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below what was your favorite part. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.